exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
How y'all doing, baby? It is, how come that doesn't sound right? Something doesn't sound right. It is Sunday, and I hope I'm out there anyway. It is Sunday, baby. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I just hope there was something to talk about over the weekend, or, keep you occupied and shit, kind of a slow weekend for news. Are you shitting me? Dwayne Dwizzle was the first one to jump in, followed by Doug Sane, Sue Warrior, Carol Lowe. Thank you very much. Stephanie is in the room. Yeah, let's talk about Donica Lewinsky. Yeah. Irene Lambert, thank you for everything you do. Dorothy Tyndall's here. Reva, John Mittler, and Stephen Scott. Sammy Marcy is here. Trudy Baxter, Helen Hernandez, Roger Himmelwright, Gordon Marble, Jeanette Miller here. Vernon Sloans, Buddy Griffin, thank you, baby. Jeanette Miller, Randy Peterson, woo, pig. What a pig, brother. What a pig. Anyway, Christina Sanchez, Wanda Bell, all in the room, baby. I'm glad to have y'all in the room with us, baby. What a weekend, huh? Get this down here where we can start. John Mittler, man from the West 420, Pennell Hartleman. Damn, Rebecca Kimball is in the room. What do I think about Bubba Ed Putin? Well, I haven't heard about that yet. Is there something going on that I didn't hear about? Or are you shitting me? Everybody's heard about it. It's been insinuated 10 times still. I mean to tell you, it's hanging in the, now, I thought about this, and really I wanted to start out by, I noticed the other day we had a troll in the room, and, they're kind of desperate. They don't know what to do. And I want to reach out directly to them. If you're having trouble with your man, you got to cut him some slack. Our side, we don't care if you're bisexual or not. That's up to you. That's a personal choice in life, and nobody here is going to judge you one way or the other. So you're welcome to come into this crowd. And are you shitting me? Yes, it's been hubba bubba. I mean, it's been in the news quite a bit lately, and as well it should. Now, I understand it. Thankfully, it's not the Bubba we were thinking. Thank goodness, it's another Bubba. But hey, live and let live. If that's his thing, I don't have a problem with it. Maybe Bubba ought to come out and give us his side of this. I don't know. It's just too much. What I am concerned about, getting through the laughter, is his willingness to distract from it. And so, yeah, there's several concerns. One, he's launched an investigation into several more people. My God, them Democrats are all over the place. We're going to get to them. But by doing so, he could come back and say, well, we can't release the information because there's an investigation going on. Some bullshit like that is possible. I'm also concerned that we're going to go to war in Venezuela. Distraction. Just, we'll have something to do. Look at here. We're blowing people up or something, I don't put anything past this man. He's trapped in his own web, his own making, his own lies. It's inevitable what will happen. Hello, Miss Chick.
Hi, John. Just listening.
How are you doing? Have you been having fun with this? Or?
Well, actually, we're going to go into that. I know it's a lot of fun. Yeah, but
Uh,
I've also heard that Bubba might be a term used for young boys. So I don't think that's funny. And
I don't know.
number two, if it was the other Bubba, Bubba Bill, they're two adult consenting whatevers,
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with the girls that were
not a thing.
abused or young men. So, that can run its course and be funny and whatever, but it's, yeah, not that funny, I don't think.
Well, I find
Personally.
it worth a chuckle. Uh,
Yeah.
only because it watching him squirm. And but that's
Oh yeah, he
dangerous.
doesn't like it. He doesn't like
No,
it at
he
all.
does
I know
not
that
like it
much.
at all. No. Mm-mm. And but it's my concern of what he's willing to go to the lengths to which he's willing to go to distract from the Epstein
Yeah,
case,
from the whole thing.
from the whole thing. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. And in the
right now they're
meantime, he's
waiting on a
still,
vote.
yeah. In the meantime, he's still off doing what he does best. I don't know if you noticed that Switzerland had dropped some gifts on his desk at the Oval
Yeah.
Office.
Yeah, some gold and just
Yeah, the
stuff.
$130,000 gold bar and a really nice Rolex desk clock.
Yeah,
So
just trinkets, trinkets. They mean
yeah,
nothing.
and
They
their
mean nothing.
tariffs magically dropped from 39% to
Hey,
15%.
see what a gold bar get you?
And there used to be a sign on that desk at one time that said "The buck stops here." Did they replace it with "Drop bucks here"? Is
Drop
that what
bucks here?
they?
Yeah, that's what it is. Drop buckets of bucks. Buckets
Yeah,
of bucks. That's what the
buckets of
president.
bucks.
That's what his presidency's all about, anyway. And anybody that tells you different, just you're blowing smoke up your own ass.
Yeah,
It's what his life is about is money and how to achieve as much of it as he possibly can. Unfortunately, this time he's also got some power, and that's what we're concerned about: the way he
yeah,
exercises that power. And
yeah. He flexes his muscles in terms of he'll threaten or send out his lapdogs to threaten anybody who disagrees with him or makes trouble for him. And
well,
I think it
that
was
that's
even
where
Marjorie Taylor Greene came out and said that she is now well, she probably has been, but she's receiving more threats now,
more threats,
um,
more threats.
because of her stance on the files. And Jasmine Crockett came out and said, "You hold strong, girl." In so many words, but she said, "I support you.
Yeah,
We have to do what we have to do for these women." And
indeed,
go
indeed,
figure.
and yeah, go figure. We'd find a partner in Marjorie Taylor Greene. But yeah,
Yep.
she's taking it on the chin from him. She's an enemy now
Well,
of
and I
his.
think Lauren Bovart has also said the same thing. Now, Lauren is another story. I think she's just always there to try and be in the spotlight, and she hasn't been in a while, so she's grabbing this one.
Yeah, well,
Grab the
welcome to the
spotlight.
spotlight, baby. Uh, but I think
Yeah.
we're going to see a mass exodus of Republicans if this thing hits the House floor, and which I'm waiting to see. Because, like I said, right now I'm looking at the possibility of him claiming that there's investigations going on, so therefore we can't release the information because it would violate the
Right.
whole, yeah,
And in the
that kind of
meantime,
bullshit.
John,
Ha,
as we're talking about Epstein, 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 see
yes.
if I can find it here. There's a site called worldwithoutexploitation.org.
World
And
without exploitation.
.org, yep. And
.org.
it's, across the world. They're
Right.
coming together to create a world where no one is bought, sold, or exploited. Um,
What a
their
novel
over
idea.
200 plus member groups are working to end exploitation by challenging and changing minds, hearts, laws, and media representation. And the survivors, the Epstein survivors, have put out a new video. And I want to say that it might be available to find on that site. So I'm going to set a link in the
Put it, yeah,
thing here for you.
yeah. Put a link in the chat.
If I can get the right thingy. And it's snowing here. Dang it.
Hey, it's snowing. Oh
It's
my God.
snowing.
Yeah, it's terrible
There we
here
go.
too. It's like I don't know, 87, 88.
But yeah,
Blinding ass sun.
don't forget while you're chuckling along that there's some people that are still waiting 30 years for their justice. So
They've been waiting a
yeah,
long time for it.
long
And and it is. The ball is in our court. How we demand justice. That we demand a follow through on this.
and
Anything
keep making
short of
those phone
that.
calls to
Yes.
your representatives, to your senators, and doesn't matter whether the Republicans or Democrats. Just make sure that they know that you want this. You
Yeah.
want to see those files. You want something happening.
Whatever wherever the chips land. If it lands on
Yep.
Democrats, if it involves the people he's calling out, fine and dandy. I'm sure not they're not the only ones. You know, this we need a house cleaning on this. We
We
can't
need a
let this
big
just.
house cleaning.
Uh, oh man, really?
And
This
I
shit.
see a hand down there, John. If you
Yes,
want
I
to bring
do.
that person up,
I was thinking
we
about
haven't
it.
talked to him in a while.
Not in a while. And you know when I value his opinion very much. Uh, he's a
Yeah,
good friend.
he's probably got to finish chewing his dinner bite.
Are you finished chewing your dinner, Mitch?
If you really want to hear my sad story, I'm sitting in my car. I was on my way out west. I'm going to be doing some business out, rather east. I'll be doing some business out near Philadelphia for the week.
Oh,
And I was driving down the turnpike and I blew a tire. And thank goodness I was close to an exit, not too far from my house. So I'm waiting for Julie to come grab me. And we got to triple switch cars. And then I got a 4-hour drive
oh shit!
to Philly. Yeah, it's going to
Tonight?
be a long night.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
going to be a
sir.
long
Oh.
night. Boy, howdy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that,
Yes.
bud.
But we'll keep you company while you're waiting for her then.
Yeah.
Just thinking about how it could have been worse. I could have
Yes.
put
Oh,
an
it could have.
hour behind. I could have put an hour behind me.
Yeah.
And then it
Yeah.
would be worse. I could have
Or
put halfway
that
there.
flat could have been that flat could have been a
I
lot
could have
worse.
gotten almost. I could have gotten almost there. You know, all sorts of things. You just can't get a tire fixed or rent a car on a Sunday night. It's not going to happen. So here I am, friends. Never a dull moment, eh?
Never a dull moment in life. It always throws something at you, but I'm glad you're doing all right, brother. Yeah. So,
Yeah, but
you heard any news lately?
you know, I think this whole thing with Trump and these email messages,
Right.
you know, how much more of this are we going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, how much more of this are we going to do?
Evidently,
The guy, he's unfit for office. He's morally depraved. He's stealing money, sitting in the White House and stealing billions of dollars. And we're making fun of him because we're speculating because of interpretations of some fucking email that we have no context for. And
oh, I
everybody's
think that is
trying to
just
figure
the
out.
that is just the thing we like to pick on. We're all well aware of his crimes and what he's doing to this nation every day. I'm more worried about right now what he's fixing to do in way of distraction with the Gerald Ford down there in the Caribbean. You know, we're threatening Venezuela for what? You know, and we're blowing ship boats out of the water just indiscriminately. Just there's one, blow it out of the water. I have a problem with who we've become.
That's where we've gotten to. Murdering.
Yep.
People
For publicity. For publicity. That's why he's doing it.
Not to serve the greater good.
No. If we have eyes on them with a missile, we could have eyes on them and pull up next to them.
You know, it's got nothing to do with any of that stuff. This is above everything else that we have discussed. These people are sadistic.
Yeah.
They love to hurt people, torture people, humiliate people. It's part of the brand.
It
And
manifests itself in a lot of ways, as in ICE agents with masks on.
And let me tell you something else. Let me tell you about how we better not start saying Marjorie Taylor fucking Greene is our ally, and we're fuck that. Fuck that woman. That woman deserves. You know something? If she got ventilated tomorrow by a maggot, it wouldn't surprise me one iota.
Not one bit. Not one bit. They'll turn on her in a heartbeat. The maggots will.
And they're
sure desperate
will.
right now. They're desperate.
Exactly. You know?
And he's disowned her. He's thrown her to the wolves. Yes, she's a little concerned about it. She's a little concerned about it.
But should we lift a finger to help her? No.
No more than we would any other citizen.
Sure
I don't want her. I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her to get shot by somebody.
No more, no less.
No.
I mean, that would be a shame.
It would be. It would be, and because it would spark more. And that's what I'm concerned about more than anything else.
The philosophy.
Hi.
The philosophy of the enemy of my enemy is my friend has done more harm to this world than anything that I can imagine. I'm going to tell you, y'all better listen
Puts us
up
on the
real
wrong side
careful.
of history.
The enemy is Putin. The enemy is Elon Musk. The enemy are the sheiks in Saudi Arabia and the sultanates and the emirates that are fucking this world up for us. The enemy are the billionaires who control the narrative by buying up media conglomerates and not paying any taxes and having all this money to afford direct bribes, direct graft to the White House.
Direct.
Unprecedented corruption, unprecedented in the history of this country, and I sincerely doubt. I'm trying to figure out what's the path forward. The path forward is going to involve Citizens United. It's going to involve changing our entire election strategy. It's going to involve taxing. And everybody says, oh, Elon Musk pays more taxes than you. I'm like, yeah, he pays more than I do because he's a fucking billionaire. He should be paying more than I do.
Trillionaire.
He ain't paying. He's not a trillionaire. He's
no.
not paying anywhere near the percentage that I'm paying. I pay like 20% right off the top, man.
You probably like everybody else has problems meeting it. He doesn't even think about it. It doesn't even cross his mind. How much he's, how could it when we're talking about money like that?
I got to go. Julie's here. I'm going to try and get on when I get back on the road, all right?
All right.
Okay.
Mitch, thank you for coming in, brother. Take care of yourself and be careful.
You got it, brother. Bye.
All right. Mitch, I always enjoy his conversations. And he's right. There is a lot to consider. Let me thank Silly Beeboo, who came in with a $2 donation and said, Bubba, as in Bill Clinton or Ghislaine's horse? Let's go with Ghislaine's horse. Let's go with that. I'm more comfortable with that. Wait a minute. I've seen something go through here I did not catch. It did not pop up. Dan Hack came in with $2 and said, Trump and Hedgeseth are war criminals and murderers. I don't have a problem with saying that. And Susan Rotella came in with a $20 donation. Susan, thank you very, very much. And I don't know why it did not pop up on my...
Yeah, it didn't ding.
It didn't ding. It did not
It
ding.
didn't ding either one of them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to watch that. I appreciate it tremendously. I don't know why my thing didn't ding. And I don't have a count.
Ding.
There's several things that are messed up here, small things, but...
Lincoln will do the ding for you. How's that?
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Hello, Lincoln.
Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing fine, brother. That's what I tell people anyway. That's what they want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. Don't worry about it. No, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I understand Mitch's point there earlier about how there can be a lot of, speculation regarding all of these emails that are getting released. But here's the thing. There's also something called connect the fucking dots, and there's something called circumstantial evidence. And one thing that we do know for sure that is not speculative is with these emails that have been released so far is that Jeffrey Epstein was in communication with Russia. Donald Trump had an underage girl at Jeffrey's house for hours, and Ghislaine Maxwell lied and committed perjury in her interview with Todd Blanche. Those are things that we know.
Down,
That are 100%,
hands down,
100%
hands down,
fucking
100%.
Seems to be.
When a grown man is at his fucking sex predator's fucking house with an underage girl for hours, they're not there playing patty cake. This is easy. This is easy to figure out.
The problem is, Lincoln, is and we could find hope in this. The fact that his maggots, his diehards, they don't give a fuck. The evidence of who Trump is and what he is has been around all his life. All his life. There's a long history of shady shit that he's said and done. He's all in it for the money. His universities, all his shit has been shown to be nothing but a scam. He's a liar. He's a draft dodger. He's a convicted felon. He's a sexual predator. All of this, all of it, they know. There's no denying any of it. His whole life has been just that. And yet that's who they choose to champion. So it speaks to their morals, their integrity, and not ours. And I think he's going to start losing that shit every damn day. More and more people are going to walk away because they're just realizing he's just an asshole. That's all he is.
Someone who goes to the fucking ends of the earth to try to cover up a fucking global sex ring. You're not convincing me for one fucking second that this man was not intimately involved. Where he has gone to the point now where he is having his cronies threaten the life of his own fucking congresswoman. What more do people need to know here? This man does not want to see these files come out.
No, and he's willing to do anything to keep it.
Including kill people.
Including go to war. Including start a war in Venezuela. And I have serious concerns about Congress not stepping up and saying something when he's down there puffing our chest up in Venezuela. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I should not have to rely on an admiral somewhere disobeying his orders. I should rely on my Congress to step in and say, whoa, buddy, hold on, buddy. What are you doing?
Right. Right.
But that's not happening. That's not happening.
I saw something earlier today where there has been reporting that some of these fucking military that are involved down in this Caribbean fucking operation, whatever the hell they call it, fucking Southern fucking Spear, fucking
Southern Spear, Operation Southern Spear. Yeah, because
they're contacting. There's reports coming out that there's many of these that are contacting outside lawyers because they are questioning the president's authority to be able to force them to do certain things. So hang on tight, John. Hang on tight on
that. That is their duty.
Yes.
That is their duty. They took an oath to uphold the Constitution, to obey lawful orders, to protect the United States from enemies, foreign and domestic. And we have a case. We have a case of domestic right now, a domestic enemy, in the form of our government. Because look how it's not just the presidency now. He's got the Department of Justice. He's got the FBI. He's got everything, baby. He's got lackeys in every position. Look at Pam Bondi. Oh my God. Can you get any more embarrassing than that?
Yep.
No, Krusty Gnome does a good job of it.
Yeah, that's true. She's doing her best. They don't give a shit. They're in it for the loyalty to him. They could give two shits about the Constitution, laws, or anything else. It's all what Donnie has declared, what the Grand Poobah has decided. And that's not the way we do it here. Not in the past, anyway. And I don't think so in the future.
Here's my hope, John. I know you're mentioning some concern, and it's the same concern that I have that, Pam Bondi is going to open up a bunch of investigations that's going to somehow put a stop to this evidence coming out because, it's part of an ongoing investigation. You know how that goes.
Yep.
But here's the silver lining for everybody to hear right now. This is literally the final effort for them to stop this. This is their last fucking move. There is nothing else they can fucking do other than dropping a fucking nuclear bomb on this country to stop the Epstein file release. So
or
if this
Venezuela.
effort right now, right. So if this right here fails, Eric Swalwell has always been in the back of my mind because he has said, I have talked to other Republicans behind closed doors, and we have a large number of them that are going to turn on Trump with the fucking vote on the floor of the House.
I believe
if that happens, and the Senate follows, with an overwhelming majority in the Senate as well, as far as I think it's a 2/3 majority.
Yes.
Trump cannot veto this, because that's another concern we have. We want to know, is he going to be able to veto it? Because we have to have more than a simple majority in the Senate. So we still have a little bit of a ladder here to climb with this.
I think the ladder we're going to climb it pretty fast, because if this vote hits the floor. And mind you, this is just a vote to take up a vote, to take up the issue. If it hits the floor, you're going to see a mass exodus of Republicans away from Donald Trump, I think. The handwriting's going to be on the wall. Is he involved? Oh, please. Oh, please. How far back do you want to go? Yes, he's involved. Has he been with young girls? Oh, please. It's ignorant questions. Of course, we can't say it for sure because it hasn't been proven in a court of law, but I don't think that's going to take long. And
it's a matter of contagion. This shit could potentially become contagious because the one thing that the Senate,
I'm hoping it does.
The one thing the Senate has never been faced with is a successful jailbreak vote in the House on something against Donald Trump. So they've always been able to say, well, we're all kind of on the same page here, but they're going to really be under some intense pressure if we get 100 fucking goddamn Republicans in the House to vote with Democrats on this. The Senate, I think that could be a moment. That could be a moment where the Senate could shift, because I've heard of people like Chuck Grassley saying, "Yeah, I fully support fucking Ukraine." These motherfuckers are scared to fucking.
It has a lot of ramifications.
Trump is telling them,
and Ukraine is one of them.
Trump is willing to threaten the life of any fucking Republican in the Congress, no matter who it is. That is what has been stopping them this whole time. The fact that now we're standing up to this shit. Democrats are like, fuck it, we're releasing this shit, and it's a little bit of a bipartisan effort, and it's starting to get traction. There's going to be a point where Trump is going to fucking not have the power to really project his fucking fear onto these Republicans, and they're going to have enough fucking courage to stand up, Marjorie Taylor Greene being one of the first ones, and it's just going to be a fucking house of cards that's going to end up coming tumbling down. That's my fucking hope.
Let's hope. Let's hope. Out of your mouth, Hey, let me thank Chadwick Rogers, who came in with a $2 donation. I don't know how to take this one. He says, Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to give you a big old kiss, John. Oh, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. I appreciate the position that she has taken in the Epstein case. There has been so much shit that she's done, I'm proud of her for standing up. I'm proud of her to stand up against Trump. That's the best I can say about it right now. Mitch, you're back.
Yeah, I can tell you, though, let's not call her an ally. She's not an ally. Liz Cheney, not a fucking ally. Just hate Trump doesn't make you an ally.
I'd call her more of a media opportunist.
I think she's more of an opportunist. I think she sees the handwriting on the wall on this case. And how can you take any other position than to release the files? Unless you're in the files, you should have no problem releasing the files. Hell, let's let everybody know who the perverts are. You know, that's everybody's
And I'll tell
stance
you
unless
something.
you have some kind of dog in the fight, you know.
The underlying joke of this whole thing is, as horrified as we are that Trump and his rich white cronies from all over the world had a place where they could go and fuck not young women, children that were collected like baseball cards and traded around.
Yes, yes.
Let me tell you
Between
something.
these-
That's bad enough. I can tell you, it is my understanding, based on kind of reading between the lines, that was not even the primary purpose of Epstein's organization. The primary purpose of the Epstein organization was to launder Russian and Saudi Arabian
Yes.
money.
You know,
Period.
I hope they
That's
dig
what they do.
deep into
That's
his
what he's
finances.
afraid of. That's
I hope
what
they.
he's afraid of.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's all the financial connections that could be made, and yeah, boy, howdy shit.
And another big part of that is Jeffrey Epstein's strategy to create his own body armor by lots and lots of blackmail.
I'm not sure what that
Say
means,
nothing.
but sounds very impressive.
Hey, let me thank Vincent Saravo, who came in with $5 and said, I remember the story of Vance Murdoch meeting few months back, and I think talking about the possibility of impeachment over Epstein. Boy, howdy shit. The Epstein, there's a lot of reasons to impeach his ass. And that's maybe part of what's going to come out of all of this shit. Maybe the Republicans are going to finally come to their freaking senses and see what he is. He's a drag on their party. He's a drag on their image.
Yeah.
You know,
Meanwhile, they got 30 out of 50 states have Republican governors. They still have a majority in the Senate.
Yes.
They still have a majority in the House. They still have a majority on the Supreme Court. We have our government.
Oh, damn. You're making me feel all sorts of good now.
Yeah, well, we got a long road to home.
We got a long way.
Oh,
But it starts here. It starts with you.
I agree.
It
Starts
does.
right here.
It starts right here. On this little show, on my little vast voice, your voice, these people in this chat, that's where it starts. And it is. It's a grassroots movement that's going to, and it is moving across this country. And I think it's going to increase. I got
And
just
I tell you
one button.
one more thing.
Huh.
I'll leave you with this one more thought and let some other people chime in. We cannot any longer tolerate or support any Democratic candidate that takes dark money out. I will not vote for one more Democrat. I don't give a who's running. I am not going to vote for a dark money Democrat. I am not going to vote for someone who hides their donors. I am not going to vote for someone who takes money from AIPAC. I won't do it. I don't give up. Who is running?
And that's probably going to be an attitude of a lot of people. You know, this.
The biggest victory in probably 50 years for the Democratic Party, and we did it with candidates that did not take dark money.
Yeah. Well, Citizens United didn't came along, and boy, howdy shit, the floodgates opened.
And that includes Schumer, and that includes Abby Newsom, and that includes Hakeem Jeffries. I'm sorry, they're taking dark money. They are not accountable to us. They are ineligible for my vote. That's it.
I love the passion in your voice,
go
buddy.
on.
I love the passion of your voice, and the commitment to your principles. That's one of the reasons I admire
and
you.
you know I'm right.
I know
And you
you're
know
right.
I'm right.
I know you're right. I wish it was the world we lived in, but it's not. It's
No
not.
more
But
dark
that
money.
change starts right here. It does. Every
right.
bit of change starts at the grassroots. Somebody that goes, "Oh, we've had enough of this shit." So, you know.
And every single person who stands up to these people and say, I will not tolerate my Democratic politicians being beholden to dark money interests. You want to know why? If it was legit, it wouldn't be dark money.
It wouldn't be dark money. If they were proud of it, they'd advertise it.
Correct.
But they don't.
And everybody's falling in love with Gavin Newsom. I want everybody to go. Open Secrets. Everybody know Open Secrets?
Open Secrets
is a web page that you can use, and you can type in any politician's name, and it will tell you who their top donors are, where they come from, what their sectors are. When you go to Gavin Newsom's page, the top $2 million donors are secret. They are hidden.
I didn't. You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a bit there. Who?
I'm sorry, dude.
That's all right.
I'll be quiet for a while.
No, it's only when you yell. That's the only time you're breaking up.
All right, I won't yell at you.
Okay, but tell me what you
Just
said.
remember, everything I say is connected with the same emphasis. We are the ones who have to turn the tide. We are the ones who have to say
We are.
we will not.
We're the
play
ones that
these
put his
games
ass in
anymore.
office. We can't shy away from what the fuck we did. Now, there's a whole lot of people think something went wrong with that election, and I'm one of them. But we're beyond that now. I hope if he did cheat, I hope they did find it, and we'll find out later. I hope all that comes true.
It is not my belief, John Brideball, my friend. 10 years we've known each other almost. I can tell you, the election was not stolen by Trump, and I don't think that energy invested in investigating this will bear any fruit. As difficult as it is for us to believe, we, America, we dropped the ball collectively. We let that motherfucker run
That's
in the
what I
first
said.
place.
We elected him.
2015 shouldn't have been allowed to run.
That's
But
what I'm
he
saying. Is we put him in that
Now
house,
we-
and
he
we're the
shouldn't
only
have been
ones that
allowed
can
to
take
run
his
in
ass out.
2020. And we cannot expect people who are not beholden to the United States of America and not beholden to the people of the United States of America. We cannot expect them to operate in our interest.
God damn
And
it! Just
we
hit
can
me.
no longer.
Why ain't you running? What?
Me? What are you kidding me?
Hell yeah!
What am I going to run for? I'll tell you what, John. You tell me what I should run for, and I'll run it. You want to know why?
What's
'Cause I ain't
available
gonna
in your
work
area?
to win. So,
I love your
dude,
passion, brother,
you know,
and your truth.
we
And sometimes the
very
truth
lucky
is hard to
my
look
part
at,
of-
baby. You know?
It's a mess, man. Do you really
We're in
think
a mess. We're
at
in
my
a mess.
age, I could say the same thing to you, John. I could say, maybe you ought to run. Maybe you would be pleasantly surprised at how many people in your area are disillusioned by Trump, considering the path that we're on right now is obviously not going to work. I mean, it's just right now, the only reason why people are not completely freaking out is because we have radio silence from the Department of Labor and the Department of Labor Statistics specifically. Because they're not talking about what's
blaming
going
that.
on out there in the real world. I can tell you for a fact, what's going on out there in the real world is unprecedented layoff.
The thing about trying to hide what's out there in the real world is we're in the real world. That's our world, the real world. So when we hear them spouting bullshit on TV, it's pretty easy to figure out, well, they're full of shit.
And let me tell you, my life would be a whole lot better if that motherfucker didn't cancel all the contracts that my company was working on without even a review, by the way. We were
Right.
shit cans because we didn't make enough money. We're not a $50 million company. So we can't afford any bribes. So they just canceled everybody under $50 million company, just shit can them. These are working people, fathers and mothers and grandparents and uncles and aunts trying to make a living for themselves.
That's
Just
what the
because you're
world's
a
trying
$5
to
million
do, brother.
company doesn't mean you're a fucking millionaire. I'm not a fucking millionaire.
I'm not. No. Are you shitting me? I'm not even a thousandaire, buddy. Are you shitting me? Come on. I think a lot of us are in that boat. Millionaire, thousandaire, shit, no.
I gotta look for it.
I'm in the world where we're barely making the damn bills every month, and I think a lot of people are in that same boat. You miss
Well,
one payment and you're fucked. You know.
You know something
Shit.
I like to say? Everybody is like one shitty friend away from, all you gotta do is have the right person fuck you over. And then where do you go? Our social
everybody's,
safety net is destroyed.
Everybody is one
sick
tragedy
or
away
you're
from being bankrupt, buddy. One
you have
tragedy.
a mental problem, fuck you. Your mental problem, fuck you. You got nothing. That this nation, the wealthiest nation in the world, got nothing for you.
Ain't that
32
sad?
out of 33
Ain't that sad?
countries. 32 out of 33 highly
100
industrialized,
yeah, that's
wealthy
if I'm lucky.
have social safety net. That's us.
Oh, now you're talking about social issues, bitch. What's good for the populace? That's not what they're in it for, man. They're not in it for that shit.
When I was growing up, I was taught that your country is healthy when people can work, when people can afford to eat, when people can afford to get to work, when people can afford medicine,
A house?
when people can afford to have a good time.
Yeah, we ain't there.
That's when
Yeah,
life
we're
is
not.
good.
We're not there. Hello, Just Coggins. How are you?
Hey, John, I'm doing really good. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Lincoln, Mitch.
Hey, Joss.
Hey, Mitchy
Wow,
Chip.
really been on a roll tonight. Jesus Christ.
Well, as any innocent person would say, as he said on his little Twitter feed, don't focus on me because, I got a country to run.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Did
busy.
anybody see that?
To run
Yeah.
down, you mean?
Is that what he put out?
Yeah, well, he's like,
I have a country to run.
He's like, he ordering Pam Bondi to focus on those other people.
Yeah.
But at the very last, it says, don't focus on Trump. I have a country to run.
Yeah.
So, but guess who's kind of mysteriously quiet these days? I have not heard a peep from, and that's Junior Varsity Vance. I've not heard a peep from him
JD?
lately.
JD?
Yeah.
Ain't heard nothing from
I
him?
think, no,
He's waiting in the back. He's waiting
I'll
in
tell
the
you
wings,
why.
brother.
Has been on vacation. He has taken 13 vacations since January 20th. 13 taxpayer partner vacations. That's where JD Vance is.
Oh man, the pressures of his life. I'm sure he needs the rest and relaxation to, bear the weight of his. Yeah.
Yeah,
There is.
I think he's
I'd like
actually.
to be his wife. Sorry.
I would not even want to be his kids in regards to even during the campaign when he's like telling his kids to shut up because he's got Trump on the line. I think he's waiting for. I think he's smart enough to know that things are going to fall apart and
if he's
he
got
could be
any
impeached.
brains at all, he can see the handwriting on the wall. He's not going to be the successor. He is not going to be the guy that comes in on the shining horse and saves the Republican Party.
Nope. Nope.
It ain't going to be J.D. Vance. And once, if I keep playing this out in my head in a normal mind, knowing that Trump has so many damn things against his ass right now. There's so many damn reasons to impeach his ass right now.
There's only 20 different things.
Huh?
Only 20 different things he did wrong.
I didn't hear that.
I said there's only like 20 impeachable things that he does wrong every day.
Yeah, every damn
I know
day.
it.
I mean, there's a reason to impeach his ass, but the Republicans, they're bound to his ass. And I lost my train of thought, just what I was going to think about a minute ago, but right now, that might come to fruition that it's going to be this Jeffrey Epstein thing. It's going to be this crack in the dam that's going to lead to a mass exodus of conservatives leaving his ass, standing up against him, because it's going to be obvious. He's a dead horse. He's not going to win this shit.
Nope.
And why tie your ass to a man who is a lame duck? He can't run again, supposedly. And so why tie your ass to him? Why put your ass on the line for a man who's going to be found out to be exactly what we all think he is? A disgusting.
And now MTG's got a little taste of what Ruby Freeman went through. I mean,
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a book written called "By the Dawn's Early Light" by Kevin Roberts, who is the president of the Heritage Foundation. J.D. Vance wrote the foreword to that book. That's a dark fucking book that talks about a uniparty control white Christian nationalist nation, and the fucking left wing gets completely eradicated. And I mean, even in the foreword that J.D. Vance wrote, he talked about circling the wagons and loading the muskets. Okay, now J.D. Vance is also. J.D. Vance also authored the foreword to Project 2025. Now, yes, J.D. Vance is highly unpopular. I agree. But the plan, and I said this months ago, the plan is that J.D. Vance is going to be the next president. That's what is going to happen.
What do they say about all good plans? Yeah.
Now, will he survive? Who knows?
Well,
but
I mean, I think he's
plan.
Yeah, because I think he's being super quiet because he wants Donnie to go down, and then he steps in saying, "Well, I'm not on the list. But and as to to our base, I'm with you. But you got what you want. You Megas
we
got
all
what
know
you
the
wanted."
relationship between J.D. Vance and Donald Trump, especially if you've been watching South Park.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
And you want to know something? Every single person who appears to have committed a crime with Epstein should be tried and punished. If Bill Clinton turns out he did some shenanigans, tried and punished. Everybody on that list, let me tell you something. I can tell you this. No one on any of these Epstein lists is anyone who I would give half a second of my time to anyway. They're all these snobby, powerful, white men, definitely both sides of the aisle, but I can tell you something. I have long held this theory that one of the secrets of power in America is being able to do just this, being able to rape little girls with impunity. And I think people like Bill Clinton, I hate to say it, I think people like him get into the business of politics.
Outstanding. If Bill Clinton is on that list, he goes the same way as everybody else on that list.
Yep.
Well, and here's the bottom line. Bill Clinton was recorded on the flight logs 22 fucking times. Bill Clinton in an interview said, "Oh, I was only on the plane 3 or 4 times." So as far as I'm concerned, I'm almost 100% convinced that he's guilty
that
in all
old
this.
Thing.
But remember this. When Ghislaine Maxwell spoke with Todd Blanche and lied about Trump, guess who else she lied about? He also exonerated Bill Clinton. You see what's going on here?
I'm just saying. Anybody.
And
who
you know
comes
what?
out with this, fuck them.
The Democrats,
1,000 attaboys will be wiped out with one all shit moment, and this is a huge all shit moment. If you're on this fucking list, fuck you.
And the Democrats need to make sure in this moment that they don't make the mistake. They do not need to defend the Clintons. Don't make that fucking mistake.
No, and I haven't heard anybody coming out to trying to defend him. As a matter of fact, I think, if anything, there's been a lot of quietness about it.
I can tell you, I can tell you who ain't on that list. Bernie Sanders ain't on that list.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders ain't.
Barack Obama ain't on that list.
Nope. I guarantee you Barack Obama is not on that list. I can guarantee, I just have that in my bones, baby. He's not that way.
I wonder why.
Bill Clinton? I'm thinking, Bill Clinton's on the list. Bill Clinton's on the list, and there's no telling who else
I'll
is.
just do it, everybody. I'll pay anybody who finds me a picture of a black man at Epstein Island or around Jeff Epstein Find me a picture of a black man or a brown man.
Yeah.
I'll pay you $10.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you're going to.
I think that money can never be
I think
safer,
you-
John.
I don't think. Yeah. I think you're pretty safe with your money. Hey, let me call out a
That's
few
all.
people. Let me thank Nita Parker, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "John, did you realize back in 2016 that it would get this bad?" No, darling.
Yes.
No. Well, sort of.
Yes.
It says yes, you can see it, but not to this extent. You know, in the shit that we're in right now, no, I didn't think it would get this bad, but here we are. And Vincent Saravo came in with $2 and said, Hillary's email scandal compared to these emails? Yeah. Yeah, no comparison whatsoever. And Blue Dot Greeter came in with $5 and said, what's this I hear about a song you have? What song?
I just need you
Oh,
to shut
that
the
song.
fuck up, 'cause nobody
That
asked
song.
you, bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
You know we're going to do that twice. You know we're going to do it twice just because.
Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Oh, man. Come on.
Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. I just need you to shut the fuck up, 'cause nobody
There you
asked you,
go.
bitch.
There you
I
go.
need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Tell me that
Shut
doesn't
the
make
fuck
you
up,
want to
bitch.
dance.
Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up,
It
shut
does.
the fuck up,
It makes me smile.
shut the fuck up.
And it's appropriate in so many situations. I'm just saying.
You know, one of the interesting dots that I have connected on all of this, when we're talking about, you know, some of these emails that came out with Jeffrey Epstein talking with the Russian ambassador and all that, you know, there was Putin's sidekick Medvedev. I can't remember what his first name is, probably Vladimir, because they're all, you know. Anyways, so earlier this year when Trump was trying to puff his chest out, and there was that whole thing with the nuclear subs down off the fucking coast of Russia, this, that, and the other, Medvedev had came out on X, I think it was, and said the president of the United States would be mistaken if he thinks that Mossad is the only ones that has the video archives of his past improprieties. So
You
that
know-
post, yep.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's been around, you know. Who doesn't
So
think
here's
that,
the thing.
So what? I say so what? You want to know what happened? Let's say tomorrow morning, someone puts out on X a 3-minute video of Trump kissing on some 15-year-old girl. What do you really honestly think would happen? And the
No,
answer
no.
is nothing.
No.
The Republicans
I
are
disagree.
picking on each
I
other.
disagree. If it came out now,
All right.
if it came out now, you would see a hell of a backlash. You would see a hell of a backlash from people that you know, for you know,
Well,
you're gonna.
he didn't rape her, right? He didn't rape her.
He doesn't have to. It is rape. If
Well, there
she's
you go.
underage, it is rape.
That's
He's using his. It is rape. So in this instance,
Good.
if it does come out, I think we're in a moment of time. It's going to cost him big time, because it'll be the bridge too far. That would be
I don't
video
think
evidence.
I don't believe
And what good Christian American would stand up for a man whose video is out there like that? You know, he
He's
puts himself
already
in.
adjudicated to be a sexual abuser. He's already
Oh, but they're, you know.
convicted of fraud. Come on.
That's
Not
true.
enough?
That's true. But they can play the what about, you know, I don't really believe this or that and the other. If there's video evidence of him with the underage girl, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame.
Say that, but
Well,
I don't believe it.
I'm hoping.
I
I'm
don't believe
hoping.
that.
If that isn't enough to turn the good Christian nation around, I don't know what would be. I mean, in my opinion,
I'm not
and
sure
I'm not
why-
a religious guy, I think they're following the Antichrist. If there is a religious doctrine going on here and there's a narrative going on, I see Trump as the Antichrist in this picture. The one that comes
I agree,
along with
John.
the big sinner that gets all the religious people to follow him to hell. I don't know.
Yep.
If I believe in religion, if I were to believe in the magic man theory, then yeah, I could see this all happening. And why are my dogs barking?
Putin has taken people down politically before in Russia with video evidence. The true compromise that the fucking KGB needs to have on people is photographic and video evidence. They want because they want it to be overwhelmingly undeniable. So when we think about the fact that Jeffrey Epstein's estate had a video camera in every single bedroom, and now there's, emails saying that, yes, he was at Jeffrey Epstein's estate with an underage girl, I can almost guarantee you my life that there is a video somewhere of Donald Trump in the act with an underage girl.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt that there is video out there with Donald Trump and young girls. I have no doubt.
And perhaps that is what was shown to him in that meeting in Finland, where it was just them two. Perhaps Vladimir showed Donnie, here's what I got.
Well, what else could explain Donald Trump's willingness to sell this nation out, to grovel the way he does in front of Putin, to be Putin's lapdog? This is the American president we're talking about, who just falls all over Putin. And look what Putin's doing in Ukraine every freaking day. Yeah. And we could stop that if America had a president that had balls and courage in the convictions of what America stands for. Well, we wouldn't have that, be in this pickle. Russia would be embarrassed to be on the world stage, as well they should be.
Yeah, but that's why I think that perhaps in that meeting with just the two of them, no interpreters, no staff, perhaps Putin said, "Here's what I got. Help me out. Do whatever I want."
It explains Trump's,
or it comes out.
Trump's way with Putin. It explains
what's very peculiar. When Medvedev opened his mouth about that video archive, Putin told Medvedev, "Shut the fuck up and take your post down now." Because he has to continue to have that as leverage. If the compromise gets revealed too early and they haven't taken over Ukraine yet, Putin doesn't stand a fucking chance. That's why he told Medvedev to pull that post down real quick. Hey, don't be giving away the game yet, bro. Think about it.
I'm telling you.
That's what I believe. That's what I believe.
I still think we are in the later stages of a program that originated in Russia and has sought to, and has successfully so far has, displaced the Italian mafia in the United States of America, where we know for sure that they don't have nearly the power, nearly the money they did do, and replace them with the Russian mafia. It happened in New York City. Rudy Giuliani was the front man for putting these mobsters in jail. And guess what happened in the power vacuum of all those mobsters in New York City going to jail?
It went somewhere.
Guess what happened?
It went
they
somewhere.
They went to Russia, go to Brighton Beach, or Howard Beach, the mafia zone, and now it's all Russian money, all through South Brooklyn, all through downtown. The Italian mafia does not have the power that it used to have, and it has been completely displaced by the Russian mafia. And the Russian mafia is 100% in cahoots with Putin. They are an extension of Putin. And
you see what we're up against as citizens?
He has no experience as a fund manager. Yet, he was sitting on all this money that just suddenly appeared and then disappeared. And I'm telling you, that's the big story, that Putin is ultimately behind all of it.
Boy, howdy.
That's not a conspiracy. That ain't a conspiracy.
It would explain a lot.
Facts. It is speculation, though. I will.
But based on knowledge, based on, yeah.
It makes you wonder what's this meeting with Slice and Dice at the White House is going to be about too.
Yeah, that's another. Just what do you say? What do you say? We know who he is. Salam, I can't remember his name right now. Been Slice and Dice, the guy that chopped up the journalist. Coming to the White House.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Coming to the White House.
Leader of Al Qaeda.
Yes, leader of Al Qaeda.
Yes,
hey, they got the money, baby. They got the money. They're willing to make some donations here and there, Yep. Come on in. We're for sale, baby. Under this president, our country is for sale. Our morals are for sale.
And
Our
now-
integrity is for sale. Everything is
And
on
then
the
you
block,
listen
baby.
to the way people are talking about this fucking ballroom. If you've ever read Animal Farm, the big project was the windmill. They made the animals build the windmill, and then windmill got blown up. It was the thing that they were always kind of working on. It was supposed to be their greatest time. This ballroom is going to be the same thing. It's going to be fraught with fraud. It's going to be fraught with not paying the people to do the work. It's going to be a shabby, disgusting design. All these things are happening in real time. And I can't believe that these conservative Republicans
Yeah.
who cuddling the flag and screaming
Yeah.
for
Zis boom by, the American flag, the eagle flying by, all of that. All of that. Out the
and
window,
that
baby.
motherfucker took a bulldozer to our house, and they got nothing to say except, but it's going to be built from private funds. That's what that is another word for. Bribe.
Yep. I'm telling you.
Private funds.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
but I mean, yeah. But also,
How are we?
I think it's not just that; it's also this arch that they're going to be building, and I think
the Arc de Trump.
yeah, and I think he got his idea from Albert Speer.
He's going to
Correct.
try
I
to
think that
make
he's-
his mark on. That's what the ballroom is. That's what the Arc is. He wants to make his mark on D.C. He
Yep,
wants
'cause
to
he's
have
already-
monuments to him.
Yep, because he's already.
And he knows ain't nobody going to bring one up later on after his ass goes out the door. You tell me some Republican's going to, because his power's gone. And it's not going to go in a good way. Hey, this just came. There it is. It did pop through. I was afraid that wasn't going to come through. But Mary Humphreys just came in with a $10 donation. Mary, thank you very much, baby. Thank you very much. So
I
much.
can tell
Thank
you one thing for truth, John. There
What?
ain't no happy ending in Trump. There ain't no happy ending in
No,
this
there's
Trump.
no happy ending in this story. No, there's no big celebration at the end of this shit. Well, there will be on our side for a degree. We'll throw a little party. But no, there's no good outcome to this shit. That's what I'm saying. The Republicans right now, when this vote on the Epstein thing hits the floor, that's going to be the deciding line. Because you're gonna be known for this vote years after Trump is gone. And when your ass is running for re-election sometime, some Democrat's going to bring up, hey, look at here. Look what you did.
Someone mentioned this to me, and I want you guys to think about this. Mike Johnson is all in for MAGA. All in for
Yes.
Trump.
Oh,
And it would not shock me if he did some nefarious, underhanded, because ultimately he controls everything that happens on the floor of the House.
I'm worried about a lot of shit, Mitch. I'm worried about who's in charge of the FBI because the FBI has the files, and who the fuck is going to keep that asshole from just going in and burning a bunch of shit? I worry about a lot of shit, the integrity of law enforcement right now. And I shouldn't, as an American citizen, that shouldn't happen. We should not have to question the highest law enforcement in this nation.
You don't think Tulsi Gabbard's got your back, John?
No. No. Pam Bondi ain't got my back. Tulsi Gabbard ain't got my back. Pete Hegseth ain't got my back. Not a one of them has the interest of the United States in their pocket, baby. What they have in their pocket is Donald Trump. And they've crawled so far up his ass. Everything in their future depends on him. Is attached to him.
Well, and
So,
can I tell you why I think this is the long fight for us and not the short one? Like for example,
this
if
is
Trump
gonna be a long fight.
keels over tomorrow. The conservative, here is the true title to Project 2025. You got to understand what's in the parentheses. The conservative mandate for leadership, parentheses, after Trump. Mark my words on that.
They got to have a plan for after Trump. Trump was just what's the word I'm looking for? He's the
He's a stepping stone. That's all.
yeah,
he is.
yeah. He's the chump. He's the chump that
he's-
the the extreme conservatives, those for Project 2025,
Right.
that they're using
And they
his
say-
ass. He's
And
disposable.
he said, let him steal as much money as I can, and I will implement Project 2025. That's the transaction. Let me
That's the
steal
deal.
as
That
much
sounds
as
like
I
the deal
can.
Trump would make.
You
Let me
got
steal
Trump
as much
in
money
the
as I
law, you
can.
got Trump. Right.
And that's
Just
exactly what he's
remember,
doing. And he's
Peter Thiel
being very
gave
successful at it, by the way.
Peter Thiel gave millions of dollars to J.D. Vance. Remember that. Remember that.
Need to take
Oh, he's
take note of
destroyed.
who is donating where. But the big money you won't see. You won't see.
So
The
the
little
resistance
deals.
in the
Steal is
streets.
a
I guess my assertion is that before 2028, sometime between now and 2028, there is going to be a resistance in the streets, not to Trump, but to J.D. Vance. That's all I'm saying.
maybe.
Let me call this donation out because I like the comment. Gregory Brown came in with a $20 donation and said, "I'll bet $1 to a donut that someone has copies of everything squirreled away." I think you're right. Now, how long it takes us to see that shit, that's a question. But, yeah, uh, history, it just has a way of the truth coming out eventually. Whether it be in our lifetime or the next, eventually this story is going to be told. And there will be evidence, there will be videos, there will be pictures. There's going to be a lot of shit in this because how can there not be? Because we're all aware that Jeffrey Epstein had cameras everywhere. Think he had cameras for nothing? Shit, no. He recorded every damn thing. So we know that those tapes exist. And we know there's going to be people identifiable on those videos. So eventually history will bear out and it'll all come out eventually. We want it to come out now.
And
while we can make a difference with it.
And Donnie's nervous because after the signing of whatever reopening the government, normally he takes a zillion questions, but it was kind of funny that they were all ushered out very quickly after he signed the reopening of the government. Not one question.
I bet that he's not going to take another question from the field ever again.
Nope.
No, he's going to start. Yeah, I don't know. He has a habit. He thinks he can just woo the whole conversation. He thinks he can just maneuver everything, and that's who he is. So,
Well, Adam Kinzinger.
Adam Kinzinger.
Go ahead, John. Adam Kinzinger. He was on a podcast and he made a very interesting comment that I found. You may or may not hear people. He was talking about Don Bacon from I think it was Nebraska, because he's retiring and he has not come out against him. And he says a lot of people won't because what happens, and he thought about it as he was retiring. If you take a stand, that cushy after your government, either your congressional seat or your senatorial seat, your very cushy Wall Street job or K Street job is no longer there. And a lot of people are going to have to think about whether they're going to take the cushy job on Wall Street, because then that's the connection for, you work for Goldman Sachs or whatever. Then you're in, and you're the connection between them and Washington. And so he said that you may or may not see a lot of defections. I mean, public defections or public standing, because people are going to have to weigh if they want their cushy gig afterward or not. Because he's paying a price. He said he could have taken a $10 million payout and been working on Wall Street. He decided the country was worth more than his paycheck.
Yep.
There he is.
Jorge.
Hey, Jorge.
What are you doing, Jorge?
Good evening, y'all.
Good evening, brother.
Hey, what's up, Ray?
There's so much bullshit going on.
I knew there was words of wisdom coming. Go ahead.
The thing with this Lindsay Halligan deal, that little old gal, I think she got herself in a world of trouble, and because she got too ambitious, and
Dare you say?
I think so. And now there's like sections of the transcript that's missing, and Pam Bondi has said that she's reviewed the entire transcript, and author puts her full weight of authorization behind, but then the whole transcript is like parts of it are missing, so she couldn't have reviewed it all, and the judge knows this. This is not going to go well for these people, and I think this little old gal may be looking at the same kind of things that happened to all the other lawyers that lost their bar license involved with Trump. It's amazing how many lawyers lose their bar license when they get in
they
this
tangled
little
up
game
with him.
going. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember.
Yeah, because your
Nixon
integrity
didn't
is
go
the
to
first
jail,
thing you
but
toss out the
Mitchell
window when
did,
you go to work for him.
Yeah. And so there's that. And then you got to remember too, Trump doesn't want the Republicans to discuss the Epstein files anymore because it's a hoax, right? It's a
hoax.
Democrat. It's a hoax.
They made it up. It's just there to attack him. Yeah, goes back years, decades.
But he wants Pam Bondi to investigate the Democrats that might be in the Epstein file
that are fake,
a hoax, that are a hoax,
that are
right?
hoax. Yeah.
But so I mean,
So he wants
it's kind of like you need to put on your waders before you go
Waders?
walking off into this.
You better put a scuba suit on, a
waders?
deep diving with a helmet.
A wetsuit so you don't get none
Yeah,
on you.
Yeah. And a diving suit on top of a wetsuit. Ew. You're in a sea of shit, buddy. Yeah.
And why? The other thing is this Acosta down there in Florida,
Making attorneys
that ended up being Secretary of Labor or whatever the hell, Alex Acosta.
Yes.
Why ain't he in front of Congress answering questions about this bullshit?
Because he's probably hiding.
Well, how much can the former Secretary of Labor hide?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he's out there. We know he's out there. He shouldn't be that damn hard to find.
I think a lot of them are going to have
drag in
problems
front
here
of
pretty
Congress
soon.
and go, "Hey, dude, now when you made this decision, you say you thought he was CIA, who told you that?
Yeah.
And
Where'd you get that information from?
where'd you get that idea, huh? And you cut him this deal to where all his accomplices would remain uncharged. Who made that? Who came up with that deal?
So many questions.
So many questions.
Yeah.
You need to put on your hip waders.
Yeah.
And what this government needs is
Sewer's
a good
getting
old
deep, brother.
good old suck truck is what this government needs. You back it up there with the big hose and you stick it down the septic tank and
suck it up, brother.
And get rid of all that nasty. And we got a whole lot of nasty.
The Republican Party is facing an existential crisis. I think they're looking at a situation that they can't win. They've tied themselves to this guy, hook, line, and sinker, just everything, just piled adulations on him this whole time. And
brother,
look.
I mean, how many times have me and you thought, okay, look, we're finally
this is it.
Yeah,
this is it. This is going to be the story. This is going to be the story that finally gets him. He won't be able to survive this, and he does.
Me and you have been going, this is going to be it.
Yep,
man.
this is it. This is it. So
And
we
here
can't
we
rest
are,
on our
brother.
laurels. That's how come we've got to be in the street. We have to keep using our voice. We have to do for Blue. We have to do all of it.
Right.
Because this is the momentum this needs. If we
love
don't,
our
then
family,
there's a lot of this shit that goes away.
It's great to know it ain't just us. you know.
No,
We got this
no.
family, and
We've got a hell of a
it's
Blue Dot family going here.
pretty amazing.
But
man.
we're not alone. We're not
Yeah.
alone. We're not even the biggest.
Back when you were swatting bees down in the shed, it was kind of like maybe it was just me and you, you know,
Yeah, missing.
with some weird ideas. But no, it ain't just us, man.
Nope.
There's a whole lot of people that think the same way we do.
I think
It
a lot
ain't
of
just
people
us.
are just plain frustrated with the way politics works nowadays. And in my view, and you know,
Well, and
this
there's
house
the
cleaning has
fatigue
got to go
factor,
within
you
the
know?
Democratic Party too. We have people that have been in Congress their whole fucking life.
Schumer, man, what's
Yeah,
with
you know,
Schumer?
it's time for new leadership. It's time for new blood.
Schumer just ain't a
And
dynamic
I think
force,
the mayor's
you know?
race in New York, it showed that. Showed that you know, the Democratic Party, the liberal-minded people in this country, they're wanting people to stand up and do something.
Yep.
Stand up for the American people, for the public. You know, and that's what it's going to have to be.
Schumer knows he's toast, though. I mean,
I
he knows
think
that
he sees the
AOC's
handwriting on the wall.
Yeah.
And I don't want to
And
diminish his record. He's got a great record.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, and so does Nancy Pelosi. But it is time.
And Jerry Nadler's got, you know.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a change.
It has to be a
There's gotta
change
be a
because we're all
change.
getting freaking old.
They're older than us.
They're older
John.
than us, yeah.
And that
you know,
means they're almost like fossils, you know. But
damn near. Damn near.
damn
that means
near
you-
a fossil.
I'm in good company, though. Yeah.
But that means if you guys are in Congress, you know as the kids.
Been doing this show for almost 10 years.
That's what.
Think of that. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
62 when we started this shit. I was 62
I'd be a
years
hell of a
old.
lot better
I'm
shape
looking at
than I am
73 now. Shit. You know, it wears on you, but it doesn't go away.
There is
A lot of us are
fatigue
tired. A
behind
lot
it.
of us are so freaking tired of
But
politics
you
every
can't
freaking
stop,
day.
man. You can't give up.
You can't give up. You can't
Can't.
turn your face from it. You can't turn away from
I
it.
won't give up, John.
That's it. You make that personal
You
commitment
know,
that you
you
are
know
the
what
one
I'm
that's going
happy
to
to
stand
see?
up. Huh? What are you happy?
Cliff Cash put out a video recently regarding this Remove the Regime event that goes from November 20th to the 22nd. They're
Right.
expecting to have the largest number of people there with them on the 20th, and they're going to take people in waves, depending on how many people there is that show up, that are going to be going into congressional offices and personally confronting Congress.
Isn't that what
This
needs
is
to be
the
done?
kind of shit we got to do.
They're in
Absolutely.
that office for a reason. To
Absolutely.
represent their constituents. If their constituents are knocking on the door, you know, you got a problem.
I want the slogan 25 million for 250. Have 25 million out in the street on this country's 250th birthday
Oh, that's good.
with
I
no
like that.
kings.
250 for
25 for 250.
25 for 250. I like that. That's
Aim for
pretty good.
25 million, no kings, and say, you know, basically, seems we've had this message before, you know, maybe a couple centuries back.
Yeah, a while back ago. I think there was a harbor, some tea involved. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. Even that was hijacked by them, the tea baggers, you know, the Tea Party. Even hijacked that. And that's where it all started. That's where the real, you know, it all, in my opinion, it started under Reagan. Boy, howdy shit, things started to change. But when Donald Trump came on the scene, when Barack Obama was at the correspondence dinner and spoke,
Yeah, that triggered it.
that
all,
triggered
man.
it, and it, you know, y'all know how Donald Trump is. He's vindictive. He will hold a grudge forever, as is evident by who he goes after since he's been president. He's reaching way back.
He's still going after Obama
Yeah, yeah.
for that.
In any way, yeah.
It was that.
So we
Right.
know who he is. God damn it. Damn,
just
I had
got
a whole good
message
thing to
sent
say
to
right
me.
there that went right out of my head, squirrel.
Well,
Huh?
I got a text message from Philly C, and he says it's just as important to get as many people out there on the 22nd as well. So we don't have to wait. We don't have to wait till the 250th anniversary. We got an event coming up
You
here in
don't
less
have-
than a month. Let's
Oh,
get
there
out
you
there.
go. You got it.
And one
Lincoln.
better
Get out there.
contact. I'm serious. Contact is just the button. What does that say? I can't see what that says. Is that the button for? No, that's not it. Oh, that's no.
John's
that's,
pressing
that's-
buttons again.
No.
damn
Well, we
those
just
buttons.
had an event on Saturday, and it was surround the White House. It wasn't mammoth by any means, but it was a start. And what they did was they had police tape. And what they want to do is they want to circle around the whole White House eventually
With
with enough
police
people
With
with police tape. Yeah,
Here's the
and they
crime
want to
scene.
do it. They want to do it. 10 people deep is what they want to do.
I like that.
I
Yeah.
like it.
So they are
I
going
saw
to
the
do it
video of that.
again.
I want to see it
They
move
will be
more
doing-
than 10 people deep.
Right. They
And-
will
and-
be
and to
doing that
say that
again
on
on
that
Monday
note-
the 17th and Monday the 24th, both at 3 p.m. So if you want to go
I
out and
don't-
hold some tape around the White House, that's when you do it.
And
There you go.
I'm obligated to make this statement. I am thinking about going to D.C. Okay, I've made that statement. Now, because I said I'm obligated, because my brother
Oh, yeah.
has been on the phone with me, bugging my ass immensely. Yes, I would say the word bugging, just in a brotherly way. Anyway, he does. He wants me to go to D.C. And yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. There's a lot, a lot involved in that. You just, I'm going to D.C. tomorrow. Shit,
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
you probably got some names on the wall that you know, right?
Oh, there's people up there I would love to go see. There's people up there
I
close.
know. I
but,
got friends that.
yeah, I'm not in
names are on the wall up
position right
there.
now to be able to say, hey, I'm going to hit the road. That involves a lot. So,
Yeah.
but I am trying to find a way to figure out how I can do that, because I would like to go to D.C. and I would like to attend a major march. I want to feel that, But I like a lot of other people, I would, JB, if I go, baby. There's going to be lots of video. Yeah, my son wants to go and
Well,
videotape
I
and do
could
live.
dig on the road with John series,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
No, that's okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Dots will. Well, we can have on the road with John, and then have Blue Dot meet in the Blue Room afterwards.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
it would be. It would be. I like the idea. I like the whole premise of it. That but like I said, just a lot involved in that.
That's a long trip, man.
It's a long trip, and it's
For old farts, it's
Yeah.
getting to be old
It's-
farts,
it's,
and
yeah. Choose your hotels carefully. And I'll be sleeping in my car, buddy. That's
That's okay.
Yeah, I went to DC one time. I can't afford to do that again. Yeah. Anyway,
Me and Nan got us a camper that's new to us. We got a better camper than the last time we saw you.
oh, I'd love to see it. We need to get together anyway. We need to get together.
Yeah,
And I'm sure Joe
we're
Garcia.
trying, man.
Yeah, Joe would love
It's
to
just-
get out the guitar. Randy, come over.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
we
I'd
could
love.
get,
Yeah, I'd love to come hang
Get a little
with y'all.
jam
We'd
going.
Barbecue.
Yep.
Barbecue and drink
I like the
a
idea.
couple cold Mexican
I like the
beers, and
idea.
it'd be all right.
We'll make it all right. And that's basically our job, is to make it all right. In
Well,
every
yeah,
sense of the
and
word,
stand
whether
up
we're
for
talking
what
about
you
getting together
believe.
for a barbecue or making this country what it should be, what we all strove all our life for. We can't turn our
Family,
back
it's
now, baby.
Brotherhood. It's
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 our
what
whole
we
lives.
share.
Most of us, and I'm not saying all of you, I'm just saying most of us, maybe not even most, a lot of us are old. I'm old. I'm fixing to be 73 fucking years. Jesus. I don't even like the sound of that
Boy.
shit. In my heart, I'm still 18. I'm still like wanting to do everything I did at 18, but I'm not. But it's the history that we've lived. It's everything that we saw in the 60s, in the 70s, baby, when change was the name of the game.
Yeah.
When fighting for rights.
We were going to conquer the world and change
we were,
the world.
buddy, and we in a way we did. We advanced so much. And that's what we did.
Now they're taking it back.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to reverse everything that we fought for. Everything from equality to civil rights, everything.
Everything.
They're willing to take it backwards, baby. They have some dream of some white utopia, I guess. Ain't gonna happen.
Well, it's kind of like
America's not white.
We, you know, in order for us to be the nation that we want the nation to
Stony
be,
Kush.
we can't admit that
yours got a name?
people that were black and brown and shit did anything.
Mine ain't got a name.
To contribute to this, and we're going to erase every. Let me tell you, this Texas school thing. Right now that they're trying to figure out how to teach history in Texas schools. They're having a big meeting about this. They're putting together a board.
History is so touchy.
And social studies, okay, and they're putting together this board of advisors. And let me tell you something. You talk about a bunch. You ought to see who they're trying to put on this board of advisors.
Pray tell.
Oh my God! It's all these right-wing, they're religious, nationalist, white, It's that bunch. The people that want to ban books from libraries, and it's the normal set of suspects, the regular suspects. They're all there.
Crap. Yeah.
They're all there.
And it's sad.
And it's just like disgusting. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to whitewash the shit out of this.
They're going to try.
And, they're going to try. And it ain't right. It took so long.
And we're the stalwart against that.
It took so long for us to admit that we had racial division, and that there's still racial division, but there's no racial division.
I think the racists were
there's only one race that counts.
The first
and that's
maggots that crawled out from under their rock when Trump came on the scene. The biggest majority of teabaggers, I believe, were the racist assholes of our society. Remember all the signs that came out with the pictures of Obama and everything like that? It was a racist bunch of bullshit. And that's the first hint of what we have today, what we call the maggot party, the MAGA supporters, Donnie's diehard group. They're the maggots, the racist, misogynistic, bigoted, homophobic, you name it. That's who they are, and they're proud of it. And they lump all that under the title of Christian. And that's the part right down the street, there's a flag right down the street, God and guns, buddy. And every time I pass that flag, I keep thinking to myself the same thing. What the fuck does one have to do with the other? What did you tell me your God? It wants you to just have guns so you can just, I don't know, protect your property from all the evil that's coming right down the street. Are you shitting me?
John, do you know the musician Frank Zappa?
Huh?
I know Zappa.
Frank Zappa had an interview in the 80s with 3 other men that all laughed at him in the room. They were discussing politics. And he said, I see the United States, and this is back in the 80s, I see the United States right now heading towards a fascist theocracy. And they laughed at him. They said, well, why do you think, Frank Zappa?
And look where they're trying to take us right now.
Yes.
That's exactly where they're trying to take you.
When you try to push a moral compass on a country using a particular religion and then further amplifying that and getting it to the legislation portion, this is how you give birth to fascist theocracy.
I think Don Cheeto's right.
He was right.
Christianity is
he was
their
right.
disguise.
Zappa was absolutely right.
A genius.
There's a
Christianity
long,
is their
Well,
disguise.
he was the brains. He was known as the brains of that because that was during the Senate hearing. Because he was the brains. D. Snyder was they called the face, and John Denver was the heart.
D. Snyder went in and said, "Man, you know, we don't even get high. We're just
Yep.
Thank you, Stephanie.
we're in business.
Yep.
You know, and you're screwing up our business."
Anyway, talking about business, we're going to have to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank everybody in this chat, baby, because it flies by pretty quick. I try to pay as much attention to it as I can, but it warms my heart every time I do. I love the conversations that go back and forth in there. Anyway, let me see. Lincoln.
John.
Thank you, brother, for coming in and using your voice. I appreciate it every damn time.
I appreciate it. Here's my
You
final
speak
word.
with confidence, buddy. What?
If I ever run for president in the future, I'm going to make a new law that anybody that votes at the ballot box has to take the same civic tests that brown people do to understand how government and American history work. Because
To
if
at
you
least
can't
work.
understand those two things, then fuck you. You
Yeah.
can't vote. You're an
I'm
idiot.
telling you, there are plenty of immigrants that had to take that test that know more about government politics and the way this country works than a lot of Americans do.
Amen.
Because they care. And they had to fight for this. And I'm proud of them for doing that. Anyway, Lincoln, thank you for using your voice, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, John. And everybody, just remember, people that look just like us immigrated here. We were immigrants. We never saw a judge ourselves. We were illegals when we came here, and we built this country. So leave the brown people the fuck alone.
Leave them the fuck alone. There you go. Anyway,
There
thank
you
you,
go.
Lincoln. Jess.
Take care.
Hey, John.
Thank you, brother.
And I want to thank you. Thank you always. Every meeting is just warms my heart. It keeps me going, man.
I appreciate that.
Keeps me going.
We have a great family.
All right.
We do.
Yes, we do. All right, guys. See you. Take care and see you next time.
I appreciate it, brother. And I want to thank Mitch Goldstein for coming in. Mitch, thank you very much. Your voice is always appreciated here. And Jorge.
Well, we're just glad that Miss Julie's there to rescue Mitch.
Yes, I'm glad Miss Julie is there to save Mitch. Yeah, he's a great guy. I love the passion in that
John,
man's voice.
Not only are we just severely committed to this over living out this bullshit and waiting for a better day. But, you know...
What a better way to wrap up our life, Jorge.
Well, you know, but look at what good company we're in.
I mean, yes, we are in good company, brother.
That's where we're blessed.
If there's any blessing out of this whole damn Trump thing, it is this Blue Dot family. It is that has blessed my heart and my life.
And it makes me, you know, let me tell you something. I get fatigued and I get down sometimes. You know, when they caved in on the deal with the Republicans, it's kind of like, but then it's kind of like, you know what? This ain't over.
Oh, it ain't over, baby. It's a long way from being over. And we got to stay in the fight. Jorge,
we
take care
love
of
you
yourself,
guys.
buddy. Tell Nan I give my best,
And we
buddy.
will see you in the Blue Room or somewhere.
We'll see you.
In the future.
In the future. Take care of yourself, brother. All right. And Miss Chick.
And John.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very lively.
It appears
I'm
like
not
we
going
had
to keep anybody any longer because you know what happened tonight whilst we were talking?
What pray tell happened?
The first episode or whatever you would call installment of Ken Burns's new thing on PBS, The Revolution.
Oh, that started tonight. Oh, we're taking up time.
It started tonight at 8:00. Yeah.
Oh, we're taking up time. We're taking up time.
That's okay. But yeah, I want to definitely watch that. But
outstanding.
I just want to mention there are still boycotts things happening.
Indeed.
like I said, surround the White House.
I'm
That
not
would
gonna have
be
a
Monday
problem.
the 17th and 24th at 3 p.m. You have a chance to go out and do that again. And they'll probably do more than that, but that's all I have listed for now.
Okay.
November 20th through 22nd, there's veterans and others that are going to be in Washington. They're going to walk the halls of Congress, talk to them. They have other events happening. I don't know why I don't have a direct link for that, but I know that that involves, is it Cliff Cash and the Jolly Ginger, a few people like that. They'll have
Right.
info on it.
Outstanding.
So that's another chance to get out there and do some stuff. And then there's the general, well, they're going to call it the mass blackout or call it the general strike, call it whatever you want, just do it.
Just
It's
don't.
November 25th through December 2nd. And no work, no spending, no restaurants,
No
no
more.
projects, no events, no
Don't do nothing.
non-essentials,
Stay
no
home.
backing out.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Have a barbecue. Get
Yeah, and there's a little cheat sheet here. It says we want to starve the national corporations of revenue. Feed your
Show 'em your
community.
power.
Every dollar is your vote. Do buy necessities only from small, local, black or brown owned businesses first. Cook at home. Use what you already have. Shop farmers markets, co-ops, corner stores, and independent pharmacies. Support local services, barbers, nail techs, mechanics, whoever, it's local. Buy secondhand, repair and reuse, share and swap. Use
lots of-
transit, walk,
Jesus.
bike, and carpool. Spend time in nature. Declutter. Hey, I need to do that.
Spend time in nature. There's mine.
Yep. Either give away or sell unused items. Donate to mutual aid and local nonprofits. Bank with the community bank or credit union. Unsubscribe from retail emails and push alerts. Track your impact. Keep local receipts. Skip impulse buys. Tell a friend. And community over convenience. Do the work.
There you go, baby.
And then, make it a habit. Just make it a habit. Yeah.
It's a good habit to be in. It'll make your
Right.
life better too. It'll improve
Right.
your
And
life.
and the big things not to do. No Amazon, no Target, no Walmart, no national chains, no
Not a problem.
fast food from national brands. If you eat out, choose independent small mom and pop restaurants.
Yeah, I'm down
No
with Ken.
online
Ain't
shopping,
going
no
nowhere.
Prime Day deals, no app store purchases, no streaming rentals, no movie tickets at national theater chains,
Nope.
no ride share if local
None
taxi
of
or
that.
transit option exists,
The worst
no
I'm
new
doing is
gadgets,
buying
no new
gas to
clothes.
drive around.
no home decor, no buy now, pay later, no impulse credit card splurges. Drain them dry.
There you go.
Yeah, and there's always exceptions in terms of like you got to get your meds or things like that. You got to do what
Necessities.
you got to do.
Do what
There's
you
some
got to do,
necessities.
but be a participant in this. Be cognizant of it.
And if
because
possible,
it
just
is.
think ahead and stock up on a few
Yeah,
things and
get
to get you
the shit
through
you're
just
gonna
that
need.
1 week.
There you go.
We'll make them pinch for a week.
It'll make such an impact, such a comment, such a voice.
No Black
Anyway.
Friday. Absolutely no Black Friday.
No,
Anyway.
don't worry there. Anyway,
I also had a long list that I'm not even going to touch of good things that happened, but it's a long list.
I think we're gonna see that list get longer. I do.
I hope
do.
so.
I've got my faith in it that things are
Yeah.
gonna turn around. It's gonna be a long road, baby. I'm not talking about overnight. Things are gonna sunshine and roses and all that shit. But
Nope.
I think we're
But in the
taking a
meantime,
turn.
the one good thing I can share, John,
What share?
is we are
Share
over
what?
70. We are over 74,000 subscribers. That popped
We are.
over
We are.
recently.
I
And
I got, what?
as I say, why? Because we had
Well-
wonderful people share this shit.
That's because that's it. That's how come we
That's
got
it.
this. And let me tell you, before you read that list, thank you all for Friday's. You shared the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Friday on YouTube, boy, it went ballistic. And last time I saw it, it was over 103.
5,000.
Oh, it's up 105,000 views on Friday's video, and a lot of sharing going on there. So that's the power of it, baby. That's the power of it. And
Yep. It all
so-
helps.
thank you all for that.
Thank you all. And And specifically, we're going to thank Robert F. from Ohio, Jerry W. from Utah, Ron B. from Nebraska, Sherry K. from Ohio, Deborah B. from Tennessee, and Selena P. from Florida, because they all shared this shit.
And we just appreciate the shit out of them sharing this shit. That's what makes it happen, baby. And this family continues to grow. Yes, our numbers went up substantially. I think we gained on YouTube alone, it was like about 2,000 or 3,000 followers in the last several days. So I want to thank everybody. And anyway, yeah, that put a smile on my face. Yeah. Well, no, look at that shit. Anyway, it put a smile on my face. And you know my saying, when I get a smile on my face, I like to give that shit away. So smile on that one. Anyway, I thank you all for being a part of this. My dog's out there going crazy, and I have no idea why. Thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you for being a part of this family. To those who new or just coming in, welcome to the family, baby. I think you'll find a home here. And Doug, good night. Don, Jamie B., Wanda Bell, thank you. Irene Lambert, Jake Sellers, Carolyn, and John, thank you all. I love you all. Anyway, I love you too, Miss Chick.
Oh, I love you back.
See how that works? Good night, baby.